All right. Good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. How are you? Happy New
Uh,
Year.
yeah, Happy New Year. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Arizona. Um, so kind of cool though. So,
Not so
so,
much in Kansas City. We've got overcast but it's pretty warm for being January. So we'll take
yeah.
it.
So I hope you had a great New Year, anyways. Um,
Yep. Good start. Good kickoff, especially with the news. It's the
oh yeah.
golden age. It's the golden age. We're winning. We're winning. We're winning.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, what do you think about Nicholas Manduro getting taken down like he did?
Yes, very excited, extremely excited about that. That is excellent news
Well, you
from
know,
what.
United Nations right now, they're live. I've got it broadcasted right now out there, and they are having a heyday about this. I mean, they're just laying in about Donald Trump and how he's in violation of UN law, blah blah blah. Well, if that's the case, as far as I'm concerned, we need to get away from United Nations. Because if that's what they want to support, is a thug, a terrorist, a guy that's killed, over 100,000 Americans a year,
Mm,
just with the drugs and everything else, then you know what?
right.
Just abolish the United Nations. And
Yep. Oh yeah.
I love the fact that Trump I almost feel like he's paying attention to our broadcast. That
Well, that'd be
he just
great.
he just got done making an indication Mexico's next. And I hope to hell that's exactly what he does. I want him to
Yep.
hit the cartel. I want him to knock the bastards out, and that's going to end a lot of the human trafficking and drug trafficking coming into America. And
Right.
it's kind of like I've been saying all along. We have to hit the cartel on the Mexico side, not after the fact. Let's nail them right there on their own soil. And I
Right.
think we can do that. Just wipe them out, and I mean wipe them out. I think this country's got a chance.
And don't you think that the whole Honduran aspect is tied to Mexico when it comes to like, is this by him capturing this guy? Does that mean it's the kingpin? Next kingpin is getting ready to fall, and then another, and then another, and then it just is that what you think might be happening?
I do. Trump's making indications that he's got several on his list that he is going to go ahead and take care of. And so I guarantee you the Democrats right now, with them throwing a fit right now about what he's done
Yeah.
over there in Venezuela, that they're
Oh,
going to have a they're
it's
going to have a
absolutely crazy. So they say, "Oh, no kings, no dictators," and then we go and actually remove a dictator who's been in reign for what they said 25 years. I
yeah.
mean, and the Venezuelan people are rejoicing, and this is what they've wanted for a long time and needed, and but all of a sudden, oh, it's just that TDS, that Trump derangement syndrome. They just keeps
I know
annihilating
over I know over
themselves.
in Florida, the Venezuelans are celebrating over in Florida right
Yes, of course.
now in mass numbers.
Yep.
And actually, over in Venezuela, they're celebrating. They're actually flying
Yes.
the American flag over there right now, and
Yes.
people
There.
are out in the
Yep.
by the thousands
Yep. He was a
celebrating.
true dictator.
Yep,
Yep.
celebrating the removal of him.
Yep.
But yet, your Democrats, they're all about allowing harm to America, the whole 9 yards, and they're pissed off that Donald Trump eliminated it. And
Well, and as we're learning more, we're also learning how tied, how the monies that they receive are tied to all of these drugs as well. I
oh
mean,
yeah. Speaking of which, guess what? I got something I want to share.
sure.
So here we have all this crap, and then so right here we've got. I'm going to share this real quick. This is kind of ironic that we're talking about that at the same time. Here you go. Check this out.
Okay.
Why don't you call for an investigation into Somali daycare fraud? Who are you calling extremist influencers?
While the FBI is still investigating Somali fraud in Minnesota, there may be more fraud going on in the state of Washington.
For the past few days, we've uncovered what we believe could be signs of possible Somali daycare fraud. At the very least, we've run into some really sketchy situations. Is this an actual daycare, or are you aware of the Somali daycare fraud going on? We're just trying to check out if this is a real daycare.
I am U.S. citizen. I am working now.
Yeah.
Okay? I work. Okay? You don't have to respect to come my home.
So today we're talking about Washington, the state of Washington, and a situation that's starting to feel way too familiar.
For the past few days, we've uncovered what we believe could be signs of possible Somali daycare fraud. At the very least, we've run into some really sketchy situations.
The windows are covered up with some type of vinyl.
Can we get an application for the home daycare?
I don't have.
You guys don't have a daycare?
They don't like you either.
Who?
Get a life.
No signage of any daycare, no sounds of any kids.
If you have a daycare, where are all the children?
I don't have to tell you what I have, what I don't have.
We've already covered Minnesota, we've covered Ohio, and now we're here again with the same old situation that's going on. And it's about potential Somali daycare fraud happening in the state of Washington, and more importantly, how the new mayor of Seattle, Katie Wilson, chose to respond to it. And when I say respond, I mean not so well. Instead of saying something reasonable like, hey, we support the Somali community, but we do not tolerate fraud, instead of saying, if fraud is happening in my city, we'll investigate it, she went a whole different route. She chose to label journalists and investigators as extremist influencers. Right there is a tell, because when politicians attack the messenger instead of addressing a problem, it usually means something is wrong. Let's get into it.
Oh.
So there you have it. I mean, you know, and I think, Julie, I think we're going to find there's going to be a lot more states involved as well.
Oh, completely. I looked up Kansas City. Kansas City had a Somalia-run daycare. It had 2 daycares set up in the same address. And they were given hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they've already been shut down for fraud. This was, I think, in 2023. Yeah. So, I think if people just start scratching the surface and taking a look at their own communities and their own backyards, they're going to find so much. I'm currently starting to investigate veteran homeless funds being misappropriated. So yeah, that's the next one, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, I really hope that it bites them all in their asses. I think these Democrats in these different states are behind this as well.
Oh yeah, yep. They can't exist without I don't believe that they can exist without the fraud.
Because if you look at the reality, I mean these are supposed to be state regulated, meaning your governors know about it. Everybody knows about it. They're supposed to monitor them the whole 9 yards, make sure all the funds are being used accordingly, which we know they haven't been now. And for these guys to play stupid now, like Tim Walz, by the way, he just got done announcing he's not running for governor for a 3rd term. Oh yeah. So, he got caught with his pants down because he's
and at the same time, he needs to be picked up and put in prison at the very least. At the very least.
Well, we know he's a part of the fraud out there in Minnesota. I mean, the man's been nothing but a fraudster from day one.
Yep.
But now that all the heat's being brought down on him over this, he just flat out said he's backing out of the election. So now they've got to find someone else to step up to the plate.
Yeah, wham.
And I know Mike Lindell, he's running out there in Minnesota as well.
Right. Yep. That'd be
So
awesome. Love
yeah,
to see him get in there.
I would like to see Mike win.
Yep. I think that'd be cool.
Especially after what the corrupt Democrats did to him. You know, they sinked him in every way, bankrupt him.
Yep.
You know, I'd like to see him be able to come back on them 10 times fold. Um,
Me too.
and
Me too.
Because I can guarantee you, Mike Lindell will hold him accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He knows what receipts look like.
But, you know, regarding all this daycare fraud, you know, I truly believe that the Democrats did not plan on Donald Trump taking power. And in their eyes, if they would have been in office, they could have swept this all under the rug.
Mhm. Oh, completely. Yep.
And chances are
Continued.
we probably would have never even heard about it.
Right. Yep.
But with having Donald Trump in office, there's a lot coming out, and 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 right now we're basically scratching the surface. That's what we're doing.
Right.
I think this goes a lot deeper, and you know, again, for a lot of people that's bailed on Donald Trump, I don't think a lot of people understood what Donald Trump has been doing, and you know, sometimes I'm like, and I really am. But
Mhm.
then all of a sudden I start seeing the light and I start seeing what our president is really doing.
Mhm.
And you know, just like right now, I'm like, you know, why aren't we taking out Mexico? And here he's announcing, you know, Mexico's next.
Right.
So,
Right.
and you know, again, that's going to create a lot of controversy with the Democrats here in America, and as well as the United Nations. I guarantee you, because the United Nations don't give a damn if our country's being attacked right on our borders. I guarantee you.
Well, no, they're just looking for an excuse to try to come in,
Yeah.
always. Right. So, yeah, not cool. I believe that President Trump has been doing an outstanding job, but I also believe that there's some people blocking his ability to be as effective as he could be. And what I mean by that are some whistleblowers have come up and reported a lot of different things that they have witnessed,
Right.
and and they reported it even during the last administration. Now they're even reporting it to the current administration, and still nothing is being done when it comes to taking investigations further and action actually happening. And
Right.
so I had this video actually sent to me by a friend of mine. I get sent a bunch of stuff, but I don't always have the time to uh, get through everything. And so my friend made an effort to call me and say, no, really, take a look at this and see what you think. And there's a lot of information here that I'd like to share with everybody as to how we can take next steps in accountability for the investigative aspects that have already been shown. And all we're doing is bringing forward from the governmental agencies their own paperwork, all the receipts from
Right.
these
Well,
whistleblowers.
you want to go ahead and share that, Julie?
Sure, absolutely. All right, we're gonna go to share.
So while you're doing that, you know, I've had a lot of people with a lot of mixed emotions about Donald Trump attacking Venezuela. A lot of people are saying it's that we can rule a country, the whole 9 yards, wanting to take control of their assets.
Mhm.
You know, I think people are failing to mention the part that you know they've been killing off hundreds of thousands of Americans. Um,
Exactly.
and you know, whether it's for oil or not, you know, that might be a part of it as well. But I can tell you right now, you know, Trump's trying to protect Americans as well. Yeah.
Well, I believe that the president we just picked up the dictator we just picked up has massive information when it comes to the election fraud.
Yep.
and
Well,
the use of those machines.
I think we'll
So
find out quite a bit here soon enough.
we're
I'm going to
gonna
go ahead and share what
learn
you
a lot.
just put out
Yep.
there.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
We also took the efforts of standing up a weaponization working group.
Right. And isn't Ed Martin,
Yes,
who I know personally, who is a great man, I've known him for many years.
a very good man who was serving as the interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, as a matter
Yeah,
of fact.
until they were so scared of him politically because
Yes.
they don't own him that they pushed him out.
Yes, and they moved him over, and he became the pardon attorney, and he is running the weaponization working group, and he is not being supported.
Okay, so all the signs are there that the president intends to keep his campaign promise.
Clearly.
And intends to uphold his oath of office.
Clearly.
Right? And he's put all of this in place.
Yes.
Okay, so then I don't understand how it is possible for this that is in your letter that you've written to all those people we just named, right, where you actually have documented how, when you brought a case on behalf of, is it over 700 whistleblowers?
750 whistleblowers, both civilian, and when I use the term civilian, what I'm really referring to is any American citizen who goes to their government and says, there is a problem and you are a government official and I wish for you to fix this. I have the constitutional right as an American to demand your services.
Which is a redress of grievances.
Absolutely, 100%.
Right. That's what they're
Guaranteed
demanding.
First Amendment right. Now, if you're a federal employee,
Yes.
you have an additional requirement. As a condition of your employment, you must report fraud, waste, and abuse to the inspectors general.
Okay, so you would think that when you bring that case, the DOJ under Pam Bondi's direction and under President Trump's very clear direction would say, well, this is a problem because these whistleblowers, this case that you've brought, has over 200 pages of documented fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption by
Yes,
the government.
clearly documented with documents that are owned by the federal government.
So they are government records.
Yes, government records,
Which belong to the people.
which belong to the people.
And they're not classified, they're public.
Absolutely.
And so what happens? Does the government, does the Department of Justice walk into the courtroom and
Yes.
and ask for a settlement or admit
no.
wrongdoing
No.
or say they'll investigate?
No. As a matter of fact, an assistant U.S. attorney,
Christopher Hare,
who used to be the special assistant for the former U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, Matthew Graves, who had been appointed by President Obama,
the man known for all the J6 persecutions.
yes, who claimed in his actual filing to the federal judge that he was working under the direction of U.S. Attorney Piero before she was even appointed. She hadn't even been sworn into office yet.
So a guy goes into a courtroom representing the government
Of the United States of America.
claiming to represent the U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro, and she's not even in office yet.
That's correct.
Is that not fraud on the court?
Yes.
Which
Absolutely.
is a major crime.
Which we, of course, noted to the judge and demanded that there not only be a sanction of $300,000, but that he be immediately referred back to the DOJ so that he could be put under investigation by the Public Integrity Section
Because he's
with
lying.
a referral directly referral directly to the Criminal Division.
While the global financial elite has been secretly accumulating wealth through cryptocurrency,
I don't know
ordinary
why that
Americans have been systematically
Fast forward
excluded.
that a second.
Yes. Of
I'm
To
sorry, what, Joey?
200 million.
well, there's an actual term for that if you'd
We're
like to
gonna-
know.
Sedition?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, it's statutorily aligned.
18
If-
U.S. Code?
Yes, if you work together to subvert the function of the government.
That's conspiracy.
Now, yes. Now, what's interesting is the very first allegations of wrongdoing. See, we're submitting, and the American public, they know this, but they don't know this. So it's my job to make all this complicated stuff easy. That's my job.
Right.
That's my job. One of the things that we do is when we write a disclosure, that is a legal document where we are telling the federal government that we are seeing a fraud, a waste, abuse, or corruption, And we literally put our name on it with the understanding that we must stand behind what we say.
Your oath.
No mystery, no hidden agenda, no magic coming out of the New York Times, no some unknown source. It is the putting of the face in the place. In other words, I am saying it.
And you've got 751 people saying it.
With us. And they are all saying the same thing. When President Trump stood up and said, I'm going back into the arena, every single federal worker said, well, all righty then, we're with you. Except there were some that were not. And despite the fact that the career federal servants work for the people, they do not work for the political parties. They work for the American people, and their job is to be like a she-gator. Their job is to protect the American public's treasury. That's what they do. They are there no matter which political party's there. They don't care. Those people are being sacrificed. They're having their jobs taken away from them. They're having their futures and their careers and their children, and their sin is simply performing their duty and protecting the American public.
Well, you're talking about the ones that step forward.
Yes, and the fear.
Because there's a lot that don't step forward, and there's a lot that are now, that have abandoned that.
Yes.
And are working on a completely different
Yes.
agenda.
So if you were to look at the pure legalistic perspective, this is what it says. If you induce others to commit a subversion against the nation, you are guilty of subversion. So if I compel your behavior and I use fear and intimidation, and if you want to read the statute, it's right there. If I use fear and intimidation to coerce your behavior so that you no longer fulfill your statutory duty and fulfill the oath of office, I am guilty of sedition.
Wow.
And if I do it with others, that's a conspiracy to defraud the United States of America.
So what are those statutes? And we'll put those on the show. I know you have a list of them here.
Now, what's interesting...
They'll be on the program for anybody who wants them.
Now, what's interesting, I think, that people need to understand is we're not kidding. No. We're not playing around here. The people who have offered up everything, have fought as hard as we have, this is what we have to say. Come and take it, because we're not going to give it to you. We are not going to give to you to enrich yourself. You're not. Every single person who was prosecuted, persecuted, and abused, we represent all of them. And the height of the corruption is here. The documents speak for themselves. Multiple whistleblowers have asked them. There's even criminal charges. We've provided the criminal charges. We've done everything you can possibly do.
And when you say you represent 751 whistleblowers, are those, do you know all 751 of them?
Right now, somewhere in Nigeria, there's a Christian family being persecuted. Those who are not killed are often forced to flee their homes.
DOJ to have the opportunity to open the tribunal and do it correctly, just like they would if they were going to do a mafia.
So you've documented those instances?
Yes. In other words, if somebody were to, which is fair, I would argue, is say, well, I know, but did this just happen in the last day or two? No, we've been documenting for 9 years now, coming up on 9 years, because we recognized in 2016 that we were in serious trouble because there were so many whistleblowers and the path was always the same.
So you brought a case. The path is always the same in terms of they come forward, they report something, they get retaliated against,
yes.
They get fired, they lose their careers, they become unemployable, nobody
yes.
wants to touch them.
Scarlet letter, yes.
Yeah, their lives are over.
Yes.
And you saw that happening and documented
absolutely.
those
and
cases.
We looked at it and said that if this were possible, what people need to understand is when they use this term retaliation, a lot of people don't understand what retaliation is. What retaliation actually is it's action that is taken by an authority in response to somebody's protected activity. So in other words, if you are reporting wrongdoing and I take your job, that's retaliation. If I take your security clearance, that's a form of retaliation. If I take your job, if I make you unemployable, if I punish you in such a way that it has an economic effect upon your livelihood, that's reprisal. And if I organize to do that, it's a crime. It is a crime to use reprisal against an American citizen for simply exercising their First Amendment right to petition their government for a redress of grievance. Most people would say, I expect my government to take action when I define and show them that there's a problem. I don't expect for them to punish me.
So what your case is really about is saying to the government, here's evidence of government fraud, waste, abuse, corruption, malfeasance, right?
Specifically corruption.
Specifically corruption.
Organized corruption.
And
So
you're
Julie,
asking the
pause
government
that for
to
a second.
investigate.
Not only investigate, we're asking the government to not just dismiss them like through some administrative function. We want them removed from government for retaliation. And
I'm sorry, what's that?
There we go. Okay.
So what he's saying here, so what about people like Tina Peters? You know, Tina had all the evidence in the world for election fraud.
Yep.
Nobody would listen to her. She exposes it. So she's incarcerated. Again, she's a Gold Star mom. You know, that's been incarcerated, put in isolation the whole 9 yards at 70, 71 years of age, whatever.
Yep.
Why is it, if this is the case, why is it that they cannot protect her under the whistleblower status? Because
that's an excellent.
What she was.
Exactly. That's an excellent question. And I do not have the answer to that. All I know is that this gentleman has taken all of these concerns and we're trying to get to President Trump to have some action taken. Again, yes, while President Trump knows about Tina Peters, I don't know why they're not releasing her. It's the struggle between state and federal. Maybe it's the key that's finally going to say, okay, time for the Insurrection Act fully, because the states are not performing their duties properly, like this gentleman is also showing, right? So I don't know the answer for the Tina Peters, but what I do know is that people that have been informed, Bondi, Patel, all of them have been informed, and the investigations have been going on. There's plenty of information to move forward to get them addressed and get them completely picked up, and it hasn't happened. And so this is where this gentleman's trying to get to President Trump and, really, really educate us all in the aspects that we can be supportive of as we, the people, in getting the information out there. No, we need to move forward with holding people accountable. Period.
Well, again, I understand Colorado's, that for the state elections, but that this would follow under the federal election jurisdiction as well,
right?
Because that was a federal election, and came through with, with all that evidence in the world supporting the election fraud, and that's why they did incarcerate her, because she was exposing the truth,
right?
And so they wanted to silence her. They even offered a plea bargain, the whole 9 yards, which she refused, because and again she went forth with what she believes was the right thing to do, was to expose this, and I guess a lot of it is because I'm personally involved as well. When I say personally involved, I've met with Tina Peters several times, and meeting with her right there in the end when she flat out said, "John, I know I'm going to go to prison, but I'm not going to do a plea bargain."
Yeah.
She goes, I'm not pleading to something that they're corrupt in doing themselves. Um, and, again, I support her 100% in her decision. But again, I don't understand why Trump has not taken other measures in this matter, saying, you know what, she's our whistleblower. We're going to protect her. And you've lost all jurisdiction, Colorado.
Well, and that may be, it may be Tina Peters that kicks this all off. The military may be the only way, and the Insurrection Act states that there will be an insurrection only when the federal level recognizes that the state is not protecting its citizens to the degree at which they're supposed to be. And he's already got means by which to do that with these crazy, stupid sanctuary cities. These mayors and governors that continue to say, no ICE, you can't come in here, we're going to protect you. And then these judges, he's got it all. Excuse me. We just need to move it forward, right? And
Well, I'm
so,
waiting on some other information, but I've got some intel coming in. There's a lot of other corruption going on in Colorado as we speak.
oh, I don't doubt that at all.
And I'm not,
Look, I think all of this, all of the government, I went on the truth tour, and Louis Herms was right with his website called Screw Big Gov. Okay. Now they have been screwing us for eon, and it's gotten perpetually worse. And then they did it even more, and were able to hide even more fraud during the shutdowns, in case y'all forgot about those, right? and they use COVID to hide all of this. Oh, it's for safety and security. Okay, so it's all been a huge sham. We the people are tired of it, and I just really hope that people start taking some action, making the phone calls. I'm putting together a packet that I'm going to attach at the end of this, where you guys can come back and know who to contact, who to call, and floodgate everybody with, why is there no action? Why? And we're going to have some outlines on how to speak to them, how to bring it up, what the code is that we're addressing. And so we're going to have some calls to action that I really, really hope that our viewers will do, as well as share and recommend to the people in their friends and family unit. We need President Trump. We need to help him in getting the word that we, the people, are ready. We're ready for the action, sir, fully and completely.
And again, Julie, I think part of the problem that we're having, I think Trump has some, he's got some great people working for him, but I think he's also got some rotten apple for advisors.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. That this is why it's so important that we, the people, we have got to put our voices in, because he's getting some bad advice. There's some people that are super close to him, that continue to block the information on what he can do next in order to move us forward. Because time, tick-tock, we're sliding away. It's not looking good.
Well, right now we're down to 3 years.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean,
so
what happens? If the Democrats take control? In the next.
Yeah. Then we're right back to the old 16-year plan that they wanted to depopulate us. No, thank you very much. I didn't come this far to just lay down and accept that. No.
But here's the problem that we're having, folks, and I'm just going to say this. We just got done losing some more elections that in some states where we should have won those states, because the American people did not get out and vote. And I'm not saying there wasn't some fraud involved as well. My understanding, there was even some fraud involved. But the point is, when you go to the statistics on different states, you can easily take a look at the percentage of voters that went out and voted on both sides of the aisle. And once again, 20% number for Republicans. Once again, so that's 3 states now. 20% in these special elections, Republicans only got out and voted, and I don't care what election it is. People go, well, a lot of people don't vote in special elections, but why would you not vote in special elections? I mean, if you guys are wanting change in your states, why would you not get off your asses and get out and vote? To make
Because
that
they
change?
don't think it matters. And I'm hoping that with the capture of, I don't know why I just want to keep calling this guy Moderna, and I know that's not right. But with this capture, though, I believe it's going to give more information about what those machines have been around the globe and how they have also been used within the United States.
And you know what? That might have been part of what Donald Trump was after in this invasion.
I think that might be if you get that information, because we all know that the 2020 election was completely stolen. Yeah. We know that they lied. We know that they flipped numbers on those machines. We know this. And now
Donald showed up in California.
Right. And now having the dictator say from another country, say, oh, yeah, it's a real thing. I've been over there in control for 25 years. Yeah. Right. Well, now how are you going to not believe that?
Exactly.
So, it's a shit show. Continues to be a shit show.
So I'd like to do a poll this morning. I'd like to know how many of the viewing audience think Donald Trump raided Venezuela for the oil. I'm seeing a lot of that being mentioned, just for the oil only. Mm-hmm. How many people think he raided Venezuela? To take terrorists into custody that's been killing off hundreds of thousands of Americans. I'd like to hear people's thoughts on it. And if you guys want to call into the studio, 928-385-4738. And I'd like to hear your thoughts. But again, I know oil was part of it because Donald Trump just got done announcing that he's going to dump billions of dollars into the oil industry to help get them up and going over there. Mm-hmm. And which is going to keep our gas prices down permanently now, is what they're saying. If we can remain where we're at right now with this matter.
Well, Venezuela is very rich in resources. Like they're like one of the highest ranking of resources anywhere. And this is one of the reasons why people in Venezuela have been upset, is being the richest. They're one of the poorest when it comes to their country's utilities be coming back to them and in keeping them in good manner. This guy's been a dictator for a long time, and
Julie,
from the people, just like we've been stolen from.
With that live broadcast I've got going on, it's on my Facebook, YouTube, and all that. You guys can check out the United Nations conference that's still in play right now. Russia just got done really attacking America on this matter as well, right there at the United Nations, saying we had no right to do this, blah, blah, blah. So did China. And here's the thing, guys. Russia and China wanted control of Venezuela. And Venezuela was selling off their oil and stuff to China and Russia both. And they weren't really even making any money. That came out. So here's the thing. That's why they're so mad at America right now, because they know America's taking control of it now. And
right.
Which means we can regulate China and Russia now with this matter as well. And that's what's got China and Russia up in arms about it. So, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it triggers a mass war, because that was China and Russia's one of their major suppliers. So, I guess it's all remains to be seen yet.
Yep. Well, I know there's some method to the madness, but at the same time,
Yeah.
You look around and you go, oh, really?
Well, you know, just with all the corruption that's been going on, Julie, it's bad. You know, kind of like right there, he was not a rightful president of their country. He lost the election,
Right,
but he refused to walk away.
right.
Um, and the point I made the other day in a broadcast before actually you weren't on the broadcast, sorry, but I made a broadcast the other day. The point that I got out there was, you know, here we can't even take care of our own election fraud going on in our own country. You know, we can't. Like Donald Trump, by all rights, he should have been our president back in 2020
Hmm.
for 4 years. And but here we can't maintain our own country and get our affairs in order. But here we're over there taking control of their country, getting their affairs in order for them. Um,
Yes, and I think it has to be like this in order to show how those Dominion machines have been used around the globe. They've been used for color revolution forever. And I mean, not forever, but since they've been created. And now we're going to find out, well, who owns these machines? Who makes these machines? Gee, we're going to find out a lot of ties to the Pelosi name over on the West Coast. I
and
believe
God knows
her
what kind of
husband has
evidence our
access.
yeah, God knows what kind of evidence our military guys that raided over there.
Exactly.
What they those guys are very professional. They can sweep up a lot of files and intel in a matter of just a short period of time, just kind of like they did with Bin Laden.
Right.
I mean, they had all of his files in a matter of not even 30 minutes in and out.
Hmm.
And this was well planned, and they knew exactly what they were going in for. They knew exactly where to go, and I believe they got everything that they needed to get. And quite frankly, I think the Venezuelan president there, Donald Trump, was bluffing. I mean, for God's sakes, you heard Biden bluff for years. um, and I guess he finds out, the good old FO,
Right.
or
Exactly.
FAO.
Well,
But
he was mocking him. He was like, "Yeah, come get me, come get me."
yeah,
Okay, well, we
yeah.
did.
Well, I guess maybe these other countries are gonna take it to heart and realize when Donald Trump says something, he's gonna back it with power,
Right.
full fighting power.
Yep.
And,
Yep. Yep.
and right now, I like to see Donald Trump give the Sinaloa cartel a chance to surrender and give him the same order as well as he did that president, and let him
That would
know
be good.
either
Yes.
you surrender and you leave, walk away,
Right.
or I'm going to launch a full scale attack on you next.
Right.
And I think the cartel is going to, after seeing Venezuela, I think they're going to go, well, it's either we fight or walk away,
Mhm.
because they're
Mhm.
going to know our president means business.
It's going to be very interesting, and again, it's sad that we have to fight so many people internally that are blocking things from going forward. And so I really do hope that people will get a bug in their bonnet and want to make some calls and say, hey, we're ready. We, the people, are ready to move forward as we're learning information in this capture. And let it be to the fullest extent of the law. Completely.
And anybody in the Trump administration out there listening today, by some chance, let Trump know we're all ready to sign up as your posse. We'll help round up.
Absolutely.
We'll help go round up every one of these Democrats across the country. It'd be our honor to do that, sir.
It's so sad how programmed they have become, you know. we talk about the zombie apocalypse. I think we've already been living through it with the lack of mentality and and common sense, right? It's like,
But
like
Julie, honestly, I don't think any of this has to do with programming.
you
I
don't think
think
it's what? I didn't hear you. What?
I don't believe for a second any of this has to do with programming. I believe what this has to deal with, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think it's the almighty dollar. These people are bought, paid for, and just like these judges that's gone against Trump, just like that one guy that um, has done human trafficking, drug trafficking, the whole 9 yards, where the judges ordered his release. Um, you know, and these were Supreme Court judges.
Right.
It's like what the hell? And and I don't care if it is a Biden era judge or Clinton judge or whatever. The point is, it's all about the money trail, and you just follow the money.
Well,
And
yeah, but it's also the programming that the money is so freaking important. That's
yeah,
my point. That's all they live and die by is the money,
yeah.
right?
And,
Then
and I
and
guess,
that talk about a false god before him, you
yeah.
know. So
And I guess right after Venezuela, good old Soros jumped right in the picture and funded these guys to protest Venezuela now. Even though there's tens of thousands of Venezuelans supporting Donald Trump and what he
yep,
did, you
right.
know, Soros is paying all these no king protesters to go out and protest Venezuela now.
Hmm.
Talk about stupid.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know. Yeah.
a lot of those people are actually in tears of joy right now, feeling like they're safe again. Um, and because that president over there, he would order hits on his own people, or the
Mhm.
cartel executions on them, the whole 9 yards. And this guy was a major role player with the cartels as well. Uh,
Oh yeah. And
that,
even for the people to eat, the women had to prostitute themselves just to get food. And to I mean, this guy he's sick. We're going to see a lot of ties, I believe, to not just the drugs, but the trafficking of
yeah,
all the other nefarious things, in addition to the use of the Dominion machines.
yeah. Julie, I don't care how much money somebody offered me. I would never. I don't care if it was $1 million. There's no way I could sit there and go out and protest something like the Venezuelan stuff or no kings and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, it's like where's people's morals? And I realize some of these people are doing it just because it's easy cash. It's
Hmm.
easy money.
Right.
But the point is, how can they not be thinking of their family at the same time? And what this is doing to our country, and how it can even hurt their own family members, or even kill their own family members from the drugs and everything poured in. How can people not be putting their families first? Their families, their children, their grandchildren. I don't. It's sickening to see where people's morals are these days. It's
Hmm.
not the country we grew up in years ago.
Well, and that's all by design. I mean, this is something that the Zionists have been doing for a very long time of how do we break apart the family unit? How do we take God out of the picture? They're taking God out of the schools, right? It's just so many levels, but they've been extremely patient and they've been doing this shit for a couple hundred years now, but really, really adamantly at it in the 1900s and into the 2000s. And I think we're seeing the fruition of all of this breakdown of the family unit. That's what, to me, it boils down to is
Well, don't forget that.
support and sense of community and sense of contributing in a positive way to society.
Don't forget, the Democrats are trying to erase history, anyways. Folks.
Oh, completely.
You
Yes.
look at all these statues that they've been pulling down. The Confederate statues and all kinds of stuff around the country. They're trying to erase history.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys want to get to the point, you know, where does slavery come in play? Democrats. Look it up.
Right. Yep.
That's the facts.
Yep. That one threw me for a loop because I thought it was the other way around.
Yep.
And I seriously had to go research it for myself to learn
Oh,
that that is what you just stated is an actual fact. Yes.
And I did actually, to this day, I still get people arguing the facts with me on
Yep.
that. But
Yep.
it don't matter. But the point is, you know, all these statues around the country, you know, Aaron Lewis, I love this song, I'm the Only One.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't heard it, look it up. I'm not going to play it. YouTube will strike me for it and probably terminate the video. But look it up. I am the Only One, Aaron Lewis, classroom edition. Just watch it and listen to it. And everything he says in there is spot on in that classroom edition of this song. Kind of got some pretty foul language throughout the whole thing, but you know what? If you can get past that right there, listen to its message. The message is what matters, and he's spot on. The Democrats have totally fucked this country for all these years, as well as, you know, the slavery. I mean, everything in the book, and now they're trying to erase it and trying to rewrite history. It don't happen that way, folks. You know, and quite frankly, I wish they would have left these statues in place. I think our our children and our grandchildren need to know what their forefathers fought for. You know, fought and bled for.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you erase a part of history that's, unless you're just trying to make it look like you guys were nothing but angels?
Right. Except in this case, they're all fallen angels.
Well, that's about it. But we'll have to think, Julie. Why don't we post that video in the comment section as well?
Sure will. Yep.
And let people
It's
watch
3
this
hours
video.
long. It's about 3 hours long. It's
I
totally
watched
worth
it all, by
it.
the way. I
Yep.
watched
Good.
it.
Yep. And don't forget, guys, you can have the ability to speed things up. You use the little gear button on your videos, and you can set it. I like to set mine at 1.25. Just gives you a little. You can still comprehend what's being said, but you get through the video a little faster. And but then, yeah, I've also got some call to action steps that I'll also post that folks can make those calls. We'll give the actual phone numbers.
Yeah, perfect. That's great. So you guys, if you guys can please like, follow, share our broadcast, start getting this out there to everybody. I greatly appreciate it as well. I know you would too, Julie.
Absolutely.
That it's important for all of us to keep spreading the word, getting it out there, and the more people that hear about it, the more people can get involved, or hopefully get involved. Let me rephrase it. And you know, it's going to take all of us to win this fight.
It is.
But together we can do it.
Yep.
There's not a doubt in my mind we can win this fight.
Agreed.
You know, right now this is a battle between good and evil, and we know who the evil is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being exposed more and more every day. And God, I still can't get over all the stuff out there in Minnesota that's just coming out. There's tons and tons more that just came out again this morning on it.
Yeah, so not just the daycares, but the health sign up for health care.
Yeah.
You know, they've got 23 different healthcare agencies in one building. What? You know, but nobody's there.
But none's an operation. I'm coming in for some health care. And, oh, nobody's here. Wow.
Nobody's here. It just absolutely mind blowing when there's so many of us that are out here struggling to put food on the table for parents, you know, having to work so many hours and away from their kids. And it's very frustrating.
You know what I'd like to see Donald Trump do as well? Retrieve the money, you know, which a lot of it is retrievable.
Right.
Retrieve the money and pay it to the taxpayers.
Yep.
Give it to the taxpayers.
Yep.
Give
I
it to
think
them.
that's what he's planning to do with the tariffs.
Yeah, give it to the senior citizens, the
Mhm.
disabled, give it to people that are in need.
Veterans.
You know what? To the veterans,
Yep.
because this has been going on for a lot of years, folks. A lot of years. And
Yep.
it's at a point right now where, we're not seeing arrests yet. I'm not saying there's not going to be, but, well, actually, I'm going to say it. I don't believe we're going to see the arrests. And I don't. Yeah.
And that's the point of the phone calls is we want to make the calls to let them know it's time for action. We're
like today was the first time I seen something come in the news about good old Mark Kelly. But then it's going to go silent again.
Mhm.
God, and it's just like, what? Are you just giving us American people just a little enough to hope for, to keep us at bay?
Right. To keep us from not picking up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know the Trump administration has to know the American people are tired now. We're tired of this.
Yeah.
We're tired of hearing the talk, from, like even Pete Hegseth and people, let's start seeing the action behind the talk.
Exactly.
And I hope he does hang, Mark Kelly. I hope he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just a bunch of talk about it. I hope it happens. I hope.
So now Dan Bongino's no longer there. He's back to his show, isn't he? I'd like to see his show. I don't know if it's restarted with him yet, but I thought that
I thought he wasn't retiring until the 15th.
I thought, okay. I don't know.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
We'll have to look that up and see. It'll be interesting to see what he says once he's out under the federal thumb.
Honestly, I think you're going to find out that Dan Bongino was just pissed off. I think
Oh, I think so too. Yeah.
Again, he had so much evidence on so many, but yet nothing was being done as far as being these people being incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, so what? The Democrats all got a free pass, but we're going to jail all you Republicans, all you January Sixers, and people like Tina Peters, and we allow all of us to be incarcerated, but we're not seeing any of the actual evil side being incarcerated. And I think that the American people have every right to be pissed off about it right now.
Yeah,
because of the amount of truth and intel that we have now, and evidence that we have in hand that support these arrests. And again, maybe I'm just being impatient. Maybe I am, but
no, I think the American people are all to the impatient stage. It's like enough already. You've been in there long enough. Been there a year. Let's do it. Come on, next step.
Well, again, Julie, we heard for 4 years after Biden took office, trust the plan. We're going to see mass arrests and people are going down. And here's all those same people walking free to this day.
Exactly.
And we're still not seeing the rest.
Right.
But I hope things are going to change. I do. And personally, I'd like to believe that Donald Trump knows it has to change it, and arrests are going to have to take place. But what happened? Trump can't be the man to actually go out and put them in handcuffs either. It's got to be, it's got to go through different channels, and why these different channels aren't taking action remains to be seen.
Well, and this is where I believe the information that we were sharing this morning with the whistleblower folks that aren't being listened to, and they're not being protected, and no action is being done. This is where we, the people, need to take those next steps, and really hold the accountability.
Really, did you already post that on here?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you already post that in the comments section?
No, it's not posted in the comments yet.
Okay. Are you going to do it after the show?
I'll do it after the show. Yeah, I'll get them all in there. So we did have a couple of comments already. Christine Ostrowski, I hope that's how I pronounce her name.
Yeah, good morning, Christine.
Yeah, Christine said, did you know when New York State schools starting next September, they have to have a class called the Insurrection on January 6th, and every single bit of information the children will be learning about that day is left-sided. It paints everybody on the right as horrible people killing everybody in sight, etc., etc. Wow.
Well, I'm not surprised for New York.
Yep. And then she says, Chuck Schumer already said he loves that they planted 370 some Democratic liberal judges across the United States so that they can release the criminals and they can oppose Trump at every level in every state.
Yeah.
So sick. And that's a lot of what needs, I believe, in my opinion, has to be taken care of when it comes to the whole judicial system. That's where it has been, the whole contract law has been they against we. And again, when a lawyer has to pass a bar, he passes something called the British Accreditation Registry. Why is he still representing Great Britain? Because they have been owning us the entire time we've been in existence. Sad. So yeah, so Christine, thank you for those comments. Appreciate that.
But you know, Julie, you got to take into consideration these judges, just like our law enforcement and everybody else in our military, they all had to take an oath. And
they all what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
They all had to take an oath. You know?
Yes.
And if they're in violation of their oath, I say hang on, go out.
That's why, yeah, yep.
And these judges going after Trump right now and everything that he's doing, as far as I'm concerned, you know, they ought to be holding these judges for treasonous actions, for trying to support an insurrection, trying to support an invasion on our country, which is what they're basically doing. And these judges need to be incarcerated as well and held accountable. We've already seen multiple judges this year actually being arrested. That's a start.
It's a start. Yeah, but, it's a start, but it's all again, it is only a start. So,
but we got to start seeing more judges as well, putting handcuffs and being removed from power. These judges are bought and paid for, 100% corrupt, and we know it, and that needs to come to an end as well.
Agreed.
Wow, we've already been at
we're at an hour.
An hour and 5 minutes already. Wow, where's time gone? So, anyways, we're going to be covering a lot on different stuff that's been going on over the next week, folks. We're going to be exposing quite a bit. I've got a border trip I'm getting ready to make. So we'll be broadcasting live. Julia will be here on stage, and I'll be live right on the border talking to all you guys at the same time.
Awesome.
We're gonna bring it right to your front doors and show you guys exactly what we mean by our borders are not secure. Just asking you guys to please share it when we're down there broadcasting. We don't do it for our good health, trust me. But just get it shared out there everywhere. We got to have the truth. You know, enough of the fake news channels out there and people lying to you guys, telling you how our borders are so secure.
Exactly.
You do want to get it exposed.
Right. Yep.
Other than that, Julie, we will be live again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific. And hope you guys can join in to Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. And God bless you guys. Happy New Year to all of you. If we didn't get a chance to say it to every one of you guys, and love our viewing audience. Appreciate you guys' support. And if you guys, let's see, I was going to share one other thing real quick, and I don't have it in front of me. I had another contact thing I was going to ask people to reach out to you, but I don't have it. Anyways, I'll have it for you tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
All right. God bless all you guys, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow morning.
Have a good one. Take care.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.